So now we're moving on to helpers. Just a couple things that we did to make configuring a little easier. When you were building a report, let's say we wanted to build a new clippings report or modify the criteria for the 3-day report. So let's go to the reports tool and go to clippings last 3 days. Our search string is actually using the same query string format for determining what values are shown in the sorting as the ones up here. But the concern is you have to kind of know how it works. You have to know the field names by heart. So with LeapSeed 6, we've actually done a few things to make configuration easier. One, we've actually made sorting a configurable thing. So you can have multiple sort orders. That's just makes it easier. You don't have to worry about that when you're finding your query string. But also, if we wanted to, I'm thinking I'm in the wrong report. There, I want the last 3 days. But essentially what you want, this is our query format right here. So, -3 days. But, let's say I wanted to find another one. Now I can just create a pop-up and say, well, maybe I want the scan date to be -5 days. And maybe I want it only to be Apple Hot News. Just refreshed it for me, plugged in what I needed to know. I didn't have to go between sections to figure it out. If you're building like 10 reports for, a power user, it just makes it's just nicer. And then, as well, the sort columns just make it easier to configure. Sort columns used to be part of that URL format, and, we moved it to be separately configurable. And then also, if you're building a mail merge file, traditionally when you built a mail merge, you would actually go into the section, run an export, and then use that as your mail merge template when building a mail merge report. Now we actually have it so that you can actually download a guide that you can use in Word when you're creating it. This is mapped to the people section, so if I click this button, it's going to give me a mail merge guide that I can, has all the field labels that'll be used when the online report's conducting the merge. You can load it into Word when you're creating your name tag, your envelope ones. It's just a lot quicker than saying, oh, whoops, I need to do that. Okay, let's go to people. Let's do a custom export. Let's find everything I need. Saves a significant number of clicks. It saves you having to drive to this tool, select all the CSVs, and then download it and come back. The one thing, and this was actually a suggestion from a client, with File Manager, sometimes secure links to file manager files. Sometimes it's kind of tough to know what they are, and if you're linking to a file from a web page, and you want the secure version of the link, it's important to be able to look that information up. So if we go to File Manager, and let's go to File Upload Licensing, or License 2 as we renamed it. And let's go to the details. We now have something here that says, okay, well, if you want a secure link to the file inside the site, use this. Or if you're sending this for blast emails or anything else, use this format instead. So if I'm making a content page and making a hyperlink to it, probably should have specified a label firsthand. Okay, well, okay, it's just in this case, it's puts in the URL, which is fine. It kind of looks like a blog. We click on it. Of course, just downloads the file to us. But the key thing about this link is that if someone isn't logged in, or if it's pointing at a file manager section they don't have access to, they'll get a friendly message saying, sorry, you can't, you don't have access. So, it's just makes it easier to find to grab the links you need to know. Otherwise, you got to say, okay, well, I have to know about stream file, I have to know about name and path. You know, it just makes it much easier to look up.